So I wanted to use today to try to clear up some misconceptions about how to properly train the hamstrings. And I still see videos of people trying to demo them on a leg press or split squat variation as you've seen here, but when you break down how the hamstrings actually work, you'll see that that's not an effective way to do so. Firstly, we need to understand that for a muscle to be adequately trained, it must drastically change length throughout a movement. So as I bend my knee on a hamstring curl, I am shortening the hamstrings. And in this video, I'm doing an RDL, which essentially is going to lengthen the hamstrings, much like a stiff-legged deadlift will. Now, the reason we can't adequately train them on a leg press, squat variation, split squat, whatever, is because of the motion involved. So on a leg press or squat, we start with hip flexion, which is my legs coming closer to my body there, but the second motion is knee flexion. So what we're seeing is the hamstrings shorten at the knee, but they lengthen at the hip, because hip flexion is how you would train the hamstrings in their lengthened position. So the muscle itself is not adequately changing length, which means you can't actually train the hamstrings effectively here. Now, some people will claim they feel a stretch in their hamstrings when they get this high, wide foot position on a leg press. But that position is mainly going to be training a muscle called the adductor magnus. So adductors bring your legs closer together. So to stretch them, you would bring your legs further apart. So when you get it high and wide like that, it's going to stretch the adductor magnus, which can contribute to hip extension, which could be effective on a leg press squat variation. So to train the hamstrings, stick with good old leg curl variations and Romanian deadlift and stiff-legged deadlift variations.